Matthew Stafford, okay, let's talk about this situation. He was open to go explore opportunities, I believe is how it was being worded. Is that so you can test out, hey, what is a fair market value? What is the market saying? And then when you inevitably sit down with him, and I assume Sean McVay's there as well, what is that conversation to continue on and continue to win another Super Bowl for the Rams?
Yeah, it was definitely a unique experience. It was really fruitful, very rejuvenating to all of us. And I think at the end of the day, the partnership with the franchise QB, right, is a nickname, franchise QB. And there comes with parameters and there's trade-offs with those parameters. But at the end of the day, we're partnering, right, to go on this journey to chase great, to chase good, to be better than good. And there's some stress and drudgery with that. But each year since the Super Bowl, once we came back and redid his contract, and once the contract, and he's still under contract, and we come back every year, there's this element of working through some of those parameters, those trade-offs. And sometimes there's an element of friction there when you go through those situations. The neat thing about that month, even though it was a grueling month to work through. Hey, are we going to trade Matthew? Is Matthew going to want to go somewhere else? Is he going to want to come back here? At the end of the day, everyone, Matthew, his family, Sean, our coaching staff, myself, our organization, we all realized, you know what? We really want to take on this journey together. And it was a cool to let's call it rekindle our relationship, get rejuvenated to go chase great. Because there's stress and drudgery that comes with chasing great, especially when you're a franchise QB.
Yeah, especially when you're as great as Matthew Stafford is, and obviously with how great he has played. And Sean McVay's offense is spectacular, and I think the way he and Sean have worked together has been awesome for the Rams. Obviously has been very fruitful. Allegedly, he was offered like $100 million guaranteed to go somewhere else. So whatever the drudgery and conversation and rekindling that you guys had, seems like it was great. Allegedly, he turned down tens of millions. Everybody hates moving, which I assume you did hammer home a couple times, but I think watching him go back made me feel like, okay, that's a real family over there. That's a real family.
It was, no doubt. And the stress and drudgery is the journey, right? The climb. It's a steep hill every year. But again, there can be some friction when you're going through, okay, what are going to be the parameters of what we're, let's call it paying the QB, and also, hey, we're trying to build a team around him, so let's go chase greatness. That's where some of the friction comes into it. But at the end of the day, as we went through that month, you know what? It worked out, and we're all jacked to be partnering.
Him walking in, $100 million guaranteed they're offering me. I'm 37 years old, brother.
Tough to say no to that.
Yeah, what do you, that's an interesting give and take. Happy you ended up where you are. Now, I can't wait to watch him work. Now, Cooper Kupp obviously is a member of the Seattle Seahawks. He goes home. You guys had a great run together. You've said nothing but respectful things about him, and he has said the same back. Now, you bring in Davante Adams, who is, I think, eager to get back into relevant football. Why was Davante Adams a guy that you wanted in your building? And Sean McVay cutting up highlights and voicing over them and sending them to him while he's recruiting them, is that always a part of your guys' process to get people to become members of the Rams? Genius shit.
Oh yeah, Sean would do really well in college football. Maybe not in the NIL era, but back in the old days when you really recruited. I do know this: when you're a player and you really prioritize being really good at football, and you appreciate the let's call it the collective and what comes with winning. Sean's really good at connecting with those players, because Sean's going to mention and he's going to outline how we're all going to go chase that greatness we were talking about. So that's and Davante just brings a skill set to the to our table. It's the next iteration of what we want to do as Sean and his staff have worked through where we've been, where we're trying to go, what we're trying to accomplish, how you're adjusting to the league, how the league's adjusting to the defending you. The enemy has a say sometimes, and Sean, his staff, is always trying to stay ahead of that.
Gosh. Your messaging, man. It's like, hey, this is how we operate. It's very clear that you guys have a direction over there in Los Angeles. You and Sean being on the same page is, I think, key to all of it. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, speaking of that, what is your relationship like with Coach McVay? Obviously, he's very passionate and kind of intense, and it seems like someone kind of needs to match his energy in order to get along with him for as long as you guys have. So what is that relationship, whether it's personal or your working relationship, like with him on a day-to-day basis?
I mean, it's really, really special. One of my favorite ones on planet Earth as we've gotten in the bunker and tried to do hard things together. So here's a great story, and I tell Sean this all the time. We hired him when he was 30 years old, and that story's been written, right? You reverse engineer it, and it's like a no-brainer. Should have hired him when he was 29. I've often kidded with Sean. There's no doubt we've changed your life for the good. But boy, did we probably ruin it as well. You just think about how many 30-year-olds that I mean, it certainly wasn't me. It's like when you're 30 to 39, you can kind of be a professional, but you can still goof around and maybe not have to be a head coach of the Los Angeles Rams. So there's an element that I'm a big brother. We have this neat chemistry that, we can go out and have a boxing match and then go have a beer afterwards, you know what I mean? But you put on some boxing gloves, and I think y'all did a video of him. You've seen him squatting recently, so we're definitely not going to wrestle because, boy, could he I mean, I'm getting jealous of him. I used to be back in high school, state champion weightlifter, and, man, now when you go grab Sean, holy cow, when you grab Sean now, you're like, man.
Rocked up.
I have really gotten weak in my 50s.
Okay,
so there's an element where – go ahead.
No, yeah, I want to.
I had to bring that on only because I'm human nature, jealous of Sean, right? He gets the video.
Handsome.
I mean, but again, he was using that safety bar. Back in my day, Pat, we didn't do safety bar.
No.
This is straight bar. This
spine.
is old school.
Yeah.
Put it on your back, go down, get parallel.
Yeah.
Kind of stare at the judges and then come up.
Yeah.
Not this.
Yeah, not the safety bar. Yeah. Now, did I immediately text Andrew Whitworth and ask him, where can I get that safety bar for my gym? Yeah. Is that the only bar I'm going to squat with for the rest of my life? Yeah. But Sean getting after it in there with look
at that WWE championship belt he's got on.
Yeah,
I mean,
Whitworth's wearing one of those as well in there, and he's got a dumper still. Mm-hmm. Oh, Whitworth, he's still got a big pooper. That thing is way out there, good explosion. So you don't lift over at the Village? You don't get in there?
It's interesting. Ryan Sorensen, who works with Whit, who trains. I can tell you this, Pat. They were a little bit after COVID. Got back into working out a little bit with Ryan Sorensen. Whit was still playing then, so Whit didn't have his gym then. I can tell you this. I went through about a year with Ryan, and I looked at him and I said, Ryan, you know what? I work out to have fun. This is just not fun. I mean, he would wear me out. I would want to throw up doing just bands, a band workout. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't come here to puke doing bands. But you know what? They've gotten Sean into doing it, and boys, obviously, the tape doesn't lie.
They're saying
guy's got 500 pounds on his back.
They're saying Puka's puking all those workouts. Sounds like Ryan Sorensen is a puke bucket creator.
There's nothing. He's old. Yeah, he's puke bucket. I can tell you this though about Puka. I don't know. It seems like Puka pukes all the time. It could be first quarter. It could be after a touchdown. It could be at halftime. I think he just pukes.
Can't spell, I don't know.
That's true.
Can't spell puke.
Puka's the best.
Going back to that, I do think here's the neat thing about Sean and working with him is obviously Sean, his coaches, they design the systems, right? Of what they're trying to get accomplished on game day, how they're going to deploy each player. And Sean's got this way, and it's why he's going to be really good on television. He can explain it in a Madden-esque way where it's plain as sight as exactly right what type of player, what edge they bring to the table, no matter where they're at in the draft and free agency, and how they can really, really help us in a specific role. And I think that's why Davante watched that video and said, you know what? We're going to have fun in LA, but you know what? They prioritize football there. Guess what? When we go have personnel meetings or draft meetings or free agency meetings, we're going to be throwing around some what's the movie Wedding Crashers quotes.
Yes.
But Sean's also going to really, really articulate along with his staff. Hey, you know what? This is what we need this position to do, right? And it might even be Pat, a punter who not only can putt but can kick off. So that's why we drafted Ethan Evans in the probably 5th, 6th round a couple of years ago, right? Because we knew we might have been going with an older kicker, didn't want to, waste his leg kicking off. So it's very clear and concise on what we're looking for.
I love that you think that deep, and I like that his communication ability probably helps out the entire building. Hey, this is what we need. This is what we're looking for. You can obviously go find that. Ethan Evans is a dog. You're talking about in the weight room now. He's posting videos of him squatting and deadlifting and clean.
Oh, yeah.
He's a monster. You got a lot of monsters.
You got to get your producers, directors, whoever's down. I mean, I feel like we should have some clips going of Ethan Evans right about now.
Yeah, director, get to it back there.
Let's go back to back, kind of Rich Eisen 40 this thing with Ethan and Sean squatting.
Yeah, well, I think Ethan's got him pretty good. This is him right here.
Oh, that's a hell of a job by someone in your world.
That's old Zito in the back. I don't know if he's directing anything, but he's certainly producing some magic back there.
Think about this. This is our head coach and punter. This isn't an offensive lineman that you don't know their name. This is a head coach and punter.
They're saying 585 pounds right there.
Jesus.
Ethan Evans, the punter. It's like,
hell yeah.
They got dogs over there in L.A.